Have you ever given everything to someone, your time, your strength, your sacrifices, only to have them treat you like you were nothing? That was the moment I realized my own son didn't see me as his father anymore. He saw me as a burden. But what he didn't know was that I had been preparing for this day my entire life. And when the moment came, I turned the tables in a way he never saw coming. It started with scissors. My son, Callan, held my debit card between his fingers, smirking as he sliced it in half. The plastic cracked, fluttering to the floor like broken glass. He leaned back in his chair, arms crossed, looking so sure of himself. "Learn to live without my money," he said. I didn't argue. I didn't beg. I bent down, gathered the pieces, and slipped them into my pocket. "You're right," I whispered. But in my heart, those words didn't mean surrender. They meant beginning. Because what Callan had forgotten, was who built the very foundation he now stood on. I raised him alone after his mother died when Callan was just 6 years old. I'll never forget his face at her funeral, eyes wide with fear, gripping my hand like I was the only thing holding him steady. From that day forward, I promised him I would carry both our weights, mine and his mother's, no matter how heavy. While other families took vacations, ours were borrowed from library books. I sold my tools to pay for his braces. I sold my car so he could go to college. I walked miles to work in the rain, carrying an umbrella that bent in the wind, telling myself every step was worth it. Every night, I came home sore, but I still cooked, still listened to his stories, still tried to make his world feel safe. And he thrived. He wore the suits, shook the hands, collected the promotions. To the outside world, he was the success story. But his victories had been written on the sacrifices I made quietly, in the background, night after night. Now, in his house, paid partly with the money from the home I sold, he treated me like I had never mattered. To the world, he boasted, "I take care of Dad. He'd be lost without me." Behind closed doors, he circled my grocery receipts with a red pen. A jar of honey, a bouquet of flowers, a bag of coffee beans, wasteful, he called them. Yet his own credit card bills overflowed with designer shoes, gadgets, bar tabs, and golf trips that cost more than my entire month's groceries. He believed he was my savior. In truth, he was blind. But here's what Callan never knew: I had been saving. Quietly. Patiently. For years. Late at night, while he slept, I studied. Bonds, mutual funds, high-yield accounts. I learned to grow money the way I once taught him to ride a bike, slowly, patiently, until balance became second nature. Every month, I tucked away what I could. At first, it was pennies. Then it became more. By the time he was boasting about being the provider, I had built my own security. Over $200,000 in investments. And more than that, I had a cottage. A small house in my name alone, restored piece by piece with my own hands. So when he tore my card in half, he thought he was ending my independence. What he had really done, was set me free. That night, I called the bank. Calm. Steady. I closed our joint account and transferred my share into my name only. Then I called a lawyer friend, someone I trusted, to secure every deed, every account, every dollar I had worked for. By morning, my finances were untouchable. And when Callan's card was declined at lunch the next day, declined again and again, in front of strangers, he finally realized the truth. The account he thought belonged to him had never been just his. It was ours. And now, it was split. He stormed into the house, red-faced, shouting my name. His voice shook with panic, not power. But when I looked up, I didn't see authority in his eyes anymore. I saw fear. "I did exactly what you told me," I said evenly. "I learned to live without your money." His jaw tightened, but the fight was gone. For the first time, he saw me not as his dependent, but as his equal. And 3 days later, I packed my suitcases, walked out of his house, and unlocked the door to my cottage, a home that had always been mine. The cedar walls smelled of freedom. The quiet wasn't loneliness. It was peace. I brewed a pot of coffee, sat on the porch, and smiled to myself, thinking of his words. Learn to live without my money. I already had. And now, I was free.